Welcome back. You're watching Credlin. Let's go to the US. As I said, landslide victory for Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC we know as, which has taken out the New York primary with a vote of more than 70%. And while thanking voters for her victory, she claims there was a big attempt to take her out, and it came from opponents other than the Republican side of politics.
No amount. There is no price tag for having people who are animated by the courage of their convictions and by a desire for a better world. You cannot purchase that. You know, Wall Street just decided to put in millions of dollars in dark money just like last minute in this race. And, you know, if we didn't have an army of volunteers, if we haven't been organizing, if we hadn't been phone banking, that might have meant something.
All right, it's time for the international panel. It's a Thursday. That means it's Cory Bernardi, former senator in Adelaide, and in Sydney, James Morrow, the opinion editor for the Daily Telegraph, an all-time foodie and co-host of Sky News Outsiders. I'm going to start there with you, James. AOC, she talks about dark money, and of course this means the Democrats. These are Democrats, you know, on the sort of centre left.
Yeah.
Do you see this as a sign that the hard left really now controls the Democratic Party in the US?
Yeah, look, we've been seeing this for a number of years now, even ever since Donald Trump came in, that hard left faction has been fighting to take over the Democratic Party, that AOC and that sort of hard left approach to things was the future. It clearly was the future for the party here in this primary. But the really interesting thing to me, Peter, is how this represents this ongoing civil war that's happening on the left that's spilling out into our streets. You know, I keep saying so much of what's happening right now, Peter, that the statues, the cancel culture, all of that, it's not about fighting the right just yet. What it is right now, it's about fighting to control and consolidate the hold of the far woke progressive left over the entire Democratic Party. That's what this is about, and it was a big win for them. Now, what happens in November, whether or not voters want to go for that, is a whole other story.
And James is spot on there, Cory. It's something we saw play out in the United Kingdom too, until Corbyn went the way of the dinosaur, certainly about the same vintage, and obviously now they've moved more to the centre. How is this playing out, do you think, in the US coming into the November election?
Well, the internal battle in the Democratic Party, of course, they'll all get together and back Biden in, if indeed he's the nominee. But ultimately, I think it's going to play against the Democrats in the long run. The American people are generally freedom lovers. If their economy hangs together, if Donald Trump can engineer some jobs growth and get the economy back firing like it was before COVID, I think he'll win relatively comfortably, because they don't want, I don't think they want a hardcore socialist state. But having said that, Peter, 4 years ago when I was there, the education of young people, they did a survey of them, and a majority of them, or a bare majority, said that they preferred socialism or communism to capitalism as an economic system. And that indicates just how far or how detached I think so many people have become from Cold War economics and knowledge of history, quite frankly.
Yeah, well, we saw that here with that report a couple of years ago, Centre for Independent Studies. The same thing, capitalism, communism, Lenin, Marx and others.